This is episode 516, and today we're going to be talking about the psychology of goal setting. With it coming towards the end of the year and or the beginning of a new year, I thought this would be a great opportunity to take a look at the psychology, the science, if you will, behind goal setting. And I'm sure that have been overly bombarded with different individuals talking about goal setting, the importance of it, and this is not a New Year's resolution. Resolutions don't work because they're not specific. There's just so many flaws in it that this is why they don't work. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about specific goal settings. Now, I'm not going to get into the formula, the SMART or SMARTER formula for goal settings. What I'm going to do here is emphasize the power of goal setting and the different ways in which you can achieve the results that you want to. There are many things that people do in order to stay motivated and reach their goals. We recently talked about motivation and inspiration. Motivation being external, inspiration being internal. And sometimes we need the external to create the internal. And one of the most powerful ways to do this is one that not many people consider, but it has been proven extremely important in the process. And this process is writing down your goals. It has been proven. We're going to go through this, why you write down your goals. If you don't write down your goals, it's just a wish. One of the biggest not challenges, one of the biggest conversations that I have with clients is why to write down the goals and get specific and measure your progress and look at where you're going. And when they surrender their fixed mindset about I don't need to set goals or I set them in my mind, once they go along with it, they realize how powerful it is and they start to achieve the results that they've been struggling to achieve up to that point. But one is when you write down your goals, the power of the written word is undeniable. It can be incredibly powerful to write something down and to know what you wrote is going to have a major effect in your life. When you write something down, that's the first step of turning something invisible to visible, right? So we have an idea in our head. We want to have something accomplished. It's invisible. It's in our head. But we want to manifest it in our world. Well, the first phase, if you will, of that manifestation is to create it in writing. That is a physical form. So you've already started the process of taking something. It's like if you want, if you want to plant rhubarb or corn or whatever, you think about it. But then if you don't plant that seed, it's not going to grow. So if you wanted to have a fruit tree, you'd have to plant it first. And this is what I'm saying. When we write down the goal, that's planting the seed. That is putting the seed out there. Just because it's in our mind doesn't mean it's going to happen. Yes, we need to do mental rehearsal. We need to do affirmations. We need to do a lot of inner work for it too. But the first step in creating the manifestation of it is to write it down. And the simple act of writing something down already tells your brain that it's more important than anything else that you've not written. So when we write something down, we are telling both our left brain and our right brain, this is important to me. This is extremely important. This is what I want. And your unconscious mind will grab onto that and help achieve it. Now, if you've been listening to the podcast for any length of time, you know that I've talked about the unconscious mind and the conscious mind. The unconscious mind is the goal getter. The conscious mind is the goal setter. So we want to make sure we give the unconscious mind as much information as possible to help us to achieve those goals. One way of doing that is writing it down, which sends a signal to the unconscious mind that this is important. Pay attention. This is what I want in my life. And then when we back that up with mental rehearsal, visualization, affirmations, all of that, our unconscious mind then understands, and it's like a guided missile. This is through psycho-cybernetics, it then creates a path for us to achieve that goal. This is all science. This is just not fairy dust out here. This is science. This is why it's important. And if you're not writing down your goals because you say it doesn't work, it's because you didn't work the goals. The writing it down works. If you talk to any of the successful people, every successful person has written down their goals. If it's not working for you, you're not working your goals. So this is why it's so important to write down your goals. Number 2, letting others know your plan. And I'm not saying that you should, print up billboards and take out Facebook ads and other things and about what your plans are, but you want to share your plans with a trusted inner circle, maybe a coach, a mentor, a significant other, maybe not a significant other, but you want to let a few trusted people know your plans so they can keep asking you, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? That's going to hold you accountable for doing it. The other is they're going to go, keep going. When you want to quit, when you stumble, those people who support you are going to say, keep going, keep going, keep going. And we need, all of us need that support when we're struggling in trying to achieve something. I look at CrossFit and mountaineering. There are always times when I was struggling to finish a WOD or struggling to get to the top of a mountain. But because I had a team with me, they would cheer me on. They didn't do the work for me, but I knew that they were watching me and I knew that they knew I could do it. And so I would feel like crap if I let them down. So I would push through and do what I wanted to do or had to do. This is why it's important to let others know your plans. And this is a great way to add motivation because you don't want to be the person who quits before reaching their goal, do you? So when you tell somebody your goal, you're going to be held accountable for it. And imagine having to say, yeah, I quit. I'm a quitter. No. You let other people know your goals and you let them know why it's important to you. You tell them, I need your help. I'm going to need your help to hold me accountable. I'm going to need your help to pick me up when I fall. I'm going to need your help. Even if you just have one person, a coach, me, for instance, all you need is that one person. 2 would be great. 3 is fantastic. The more you can have to cheer you on, but make sure they absolutely are doing it for your purpose, not just to satisfy their requirements as a friend, if you will. So letting other people know your plans. So there are statistics in success. Yes, there are statistics. There have been many studies on who's success, who reaches their goals, who hasn't. But you're 42% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down on a regular basis. So that's writing them down and then review them, or writing them down as you review them. 42%. That's a significant amount of increase in the likelihood of achieving your goal. That's fantastic. Why on earth would you not want to do it unless you didn't want to achieve your goal in the first place? Unless that goal didn't have a reason, or unless you didn't believe in yourself. And again, this is where putting people around you can help you, or a coach. But most people who set out to achieve any kind of goals are going to fail. It just is. We're going to fail, if you want to call it fail. I say there's no failure, there's just feedback. But the reason they fail is most likely something they can control and improve. So what this means is that failure to achieve a goal is largely related on how you perceive the challenges. Right? I can't do this. When we say something like I can't, that is a permanent state of being. Meaning I can't, I never will, I'll never be able to. When we say I'm having challenge with doing this right now, but I'm going to master it, then we add that flexibility to achieving our goal. So when we are out to achieve a goal and we stop because we perceive it's impossible or difficult to do or not worth it. That's probably 90% of the reason why people fail, is because their own internal dialogue. Not because the goal wasn't correct, not because of anything else, but because your own mindset. And the statistics say if you write it down and get people to surround you, you're going to be 42% more likely. The other is when you can change your mindset about the obstacles or the challenges, you will have a significantly you will have a significantly improved chance of hitting your goals. Number 4, set smaller goals on the road to main goals. One of the most important aspects of goal setting is to set smaller, tiny goals that lead you to larger ones you have set for yourself. For example, one of my formulas or my process that I use with clients is I have them describe a 1-year goal that they would like to achieve. 1 year is far enough out that we can create a good plan around it, but close enough where there's a sense of urgency. Then I say, where do you need to be 9 months before that? Then where do you need to be 6 months before you hit your 9-month goal? Where do you need to be 3 months before you hit your before you hit your 6-month goal, and 1 month before that? And then what do you need to do this week and this? So you can set these macro and micro goals and even mini goals so that you can have different goals in them. But when you can plan it out, when you can see it, then you can check off your progress as each month happens, as each week you get closer to it. It's not as important as if you reached it completely, but did you make progress? And if you made progress, then just keep making progress and you'll make up for lost ground, if you will. But most people say, I wanted to hit this goal this week. I didn't. I'm going to stop. But you got 80% there. Just keep going. Extend it out a little bit. But we need to have these smaller goals to hit the larger one. When we just try to chunk off a big goal, 1-year goal, I want to do something. One, we're going to become lazy because in our mind it is pretty far out there. And then when it starts to come to get it done, we're going to go, I don't have enough time. This is why we take a 1-year goal, break it down into 3 months, and then into the weeks, and then what do you have to do each time you go after that goal. So this is why it's really, 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 really critical to set smaller goals. Military uses this, SEALs use it, great salespeople use it. This is a formula that absolutely works. And the more layers you add to the goal, the more likely it is that you'll feel encouraged to keep going with gradual achievements. Again, this could be a 3-month achievement, a 1 month, a 1 week, and a 1 day. Those are the layers that you can add to it. Unwritten goals are easily dismissed. Another things, right? If you don't, another problem that comes from not writing down your goals is that you are less likely to feel hesitant to quit because if it's in your mind, it's like you can forget about it, watch TV, and your goal goes out the window and there's nothing there and you forget about it. It's easily dismissed. It's not that important. So this is unwritten goals are easy just to let go, just like a helium balloon goes up in the air, there goes your goals. The less emotional involvement you have with a goal, the more likely it is that you won't have as much commitment to see it through. When you have, so part of the writing the goal down is, here's my goal, and then you write the why. So you write the emotional why behind it. And the more you write down the emotion on why you want to achieve the goal, the pain that's going to cause you if you don't get it, the pleasure that it's going to cause you when you do get it. When you get those emotions and you write them down and you read them every day, it's going to be a lot harder to quit than if you just kept it in your mind. So some final thoughts, and we could go on and on and on about this, and I have some programs on Udemy that go over this, and my coaching goes over it, and I have some blog posts on it. But goals are ultimately the essence of a happy and fulfilling life because they allow us to gain a sense of purpose and fulfillment. It doesn't matter how small or how big your goals are. The thing that truly matters is that you are going to have a project that is going to keep you engaged in your journey through life. And this is a perfect time to start to plan your next journey for next year. Put it down. I encourage you. If you need some help, you can hire a coach, me, somebody else, but get into it. Get into those goals. Push yourself. Push yourself to achieve something you've never, ever done before. If you'd like some help with this, you can go to warriormindcoach.com for more information, or you can request my introductory consultation. Also, please follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest under Warrior Mind Coach.